Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? I'm just gonna blast through a quick Q&A. I've got a bunch of questions from the Google form that everyone submitted in the Skool community. So we're gonna go over that first. Once we have gone over that, I am gonna go through some of the questions in the chat. Now, I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. So if someone can just type in the chat that you can actually hear me, then we'll get started. But it should be good on my end. Right. Cool. So I'm just going to go through these questions and see what we got here. I've not looked at any of these, so I'm just going to have a look. So the first question we got is from Sam, and he says, when you are outsourcing your outreach, how are you getting above 100 messages out a day if your account gets action banned? For example, my personal account, if I give that access to someone else to message from other accounts, right, I'm not sure what this person's saying, but pretty much to get above 100 messages a day on one account, you can't do it. The platform limit is usually around 30 a day on average, so you need to make multiple accounts. If you get an action banned, you need to literally like just chill and like leave the account for like 3 to 4 days and not do anything on it until you actually go back to then you can start again. But like realistically, to get to 100 messages a day, you have to create 4 accounts, and you want to be doing like 30 a day on each account. And the flow is to do like 10 in the morning, 10 in the evening, and 10 in the night, or 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening, however you want to do it on each account. So you need 4 accounts if you want to hit 100 messages a day. You can start to push the limits as the account are more warmed up, but especially with new accounts, like you don't want to start at 30 messages a day either. On new accounts, you want to start a bit slower, and you want to like slowly build up your tolerance, because Instagram and Facebook are both built to detect spam. And so like if you are just made a new account, the first thing you do is just go and do 30 outreaches, then you're gonna get fucked. So you need to, like, when you buy a new account, if you buy an aged account, or if you make a new account, you need to treat it like that for the first, week or so, where you just like don't do anything other than like consume content and go on reels and like and comment, and don't actually do any like outreach. And then like the first day you want to just outreach like 5 people, and then slowly work your way up, like add in like 5 more every single day until you get to like the 30 limit. And then once you're at that, you can then try and push it, but you only want to push it by 2. So like every single day, like if you hit the limit of 30 outreaches a day on one account, then the next day if you want to try and push the limit, you can do 32. And then if you're fine and you get away with it and you don't get action blocked, then again, great. Then you can push it another 2. So then the next day you do 34, and you can keep pushing it by 2 every single day until you get action blocked. And if you get action blocked, then I would recommend just leaving the account for like 48 to 72 hours, not doing anything on it, and then restarting again. And then just go back to like what was working before. So like if 30 was working, just start doing 30 again. But you need to split it up. Like you don't just do 30 at once. So that's how you get above 100 messages a day on Instagram. Now, the next question we've got is a personal brand necessity before the threshold of 10K? No, it is not. Simple answer. No, you don't need a personal, but you could, I'm friends with a guy in Puerto Rico that has no personal brand, is making millions with his agency and doesn't have any personal brand whatsoever. So no, you don't need a personal brand, just makes things easier. The next question I got is from Gustav, which is, I'm working in a corporate job, which is currently my main income. Therefore, I can't advertise my agency services online by showing my face, as this would likely lead to me losing my job. Would you use purely cold DMs for outreach being an effective method to go all in on, or should I focus my efforts on a different method system? Yeah, run ads, or cold DMs, fine. Yeah, cold DM, cold email, whatever you want to do. Those both work. And networking as well, right? Like reaching out to connections, reaching out to club promoters, like all these people that would be surrounded by women. Like those are the types of people you want to be getting surrounded in, right? You probably know that one Chad guy, or you might know these people in university that are like good with women, and they have girls that want to start OF or do an OF. That's the type of people you want to be involved with. That's the type of people you want to start to build connections with, like I said, club promoters, all these types of people, bouncers, etc. And then obviously that's one strategy, is like the in-person strategy, especially if you're like outgoing, charismatic, you're good with people. And then on top of that, then obviously, yeah, cold outbound and paid ads as well, right? So those are going to be the 3 methods that you really want to use there. And also you could use inbound, just use like someone else or a faceless channel, for example, and just start putting out like content that's helpful. And you can start to do inbound as well. So next question is from Arthur. Arthur said, "How do you create an irresistible offer?" Now, this is a very like vague question, just because there's a lot like to create an irresistible offer. It's going to take me 6 hours to go over it. Like it's that in depth. Like to create my offer for my agency, it took me 3 weeks just to come up with the offer. And so like I can't really like dive into the depths of like how to actually do that today. It would just take way too long. But like the foundational principles is like first, before you can even think about creating an offer, you need to understand like why people actually convert from a stranger to a client in the first place. Like what makes creators like want to actually convert in the first place. If you don't understand that as a fundamental principle, then you can't actually create a good offer, right? And so like you need to know like to convert a human from a stranger to a client, it requires six things, right? Which is going to be drive, goal, problem, pain, action, and confidence, right? And so like all those things then feed into one another, right? So drives create goals, goals create problems, problems create pain, and pain creates action, right? And so like you need to understand like the principles behind like why people actually want to even become a client in the first place, right? So like you want to look at it as like, right, you got a stranger, then they've got like all these problems, and then they've got I'll draw this out on a whiteboard just so everyone can, because this is I'll like explain the fundamentals like behind this. And then once you know this, then you can like be like, right, okay, now I understand how to create an offer. I would literally listen to what I'm about to say and then go and read like $100 million offers by Hormozi, and that's all you'll need to actually understand how to create an offer, right? But you need to understand like why people buy and why people convert from a stranger to a client in the first place, right? So bear with me. I'm going to try and draw this out. Let me just see this quickly. Right. So let me grab my whiteboard. Here we go. Let's see if you can see this. Ugh. Right. So, right, is this camera tracking? Right, perfect, right? So in terms of like why people buy, right, we have to first realize, right? So like let's just say, right, we've got this person right here, right, which is our stranger, right? So this is our stranger. So we've got a stranger you. This is your model, your prospect, your person that you're trying to sign to your agency, you're trying to get them to show your offer, right? Then this person, this stranger, right, has all these like unconscious like drives, right? So he has things in his head that drive or she has things in her head that drive her, right? So like all these drives are like maybe a drive for love, a drive for power, a drive for like financial freedom, wherever these drives are, right? But the thing is, those drives is what makes them set goals, right? So they have all these drives like power and love. And because of these unconscious drives that they want to achieve goals, right? And so the issue is, so they want to achieve their goals, but the issue is they have all these like problems, right? So they have like just an absolute mess like of just absolute problems. And then their goal is like down here, right? So like their goal is you. So like there's this massive problems in between them, the OF model and the actual goal that they want to achieve, right? So you've got the OF model. Let's just say she started an OF because she wants to be financially independent, and the end all be all goal of her life is to make 10 grand a month. Well, that's there, right? So she wants to make 10 grand a month, and she has all these unconscious drives, like the fact that maybe she wants to prove her friends wrong or her parents wrong, and she wants like this financial autonomy and freedom to do what she wants because she hates working a job. So she has all these unconscious drives which make that goal, but there's all these problems standing in the way. And so in the meantime, she's just in this like absolute pool of pain. So this is like fire, right? She's sat in this pool of pain because she can't get to this goal she wants of financial freedom because there's all these problems here, right? So how do we actually convert her? How do we actually get her to take action, right? So if we want her to take action, let's just say action is up here. If we want her to take action, then us, need to position our offer with confidence, right? So like, let's just say then we have us on a pillar, right? And then we're stood you, and this is you, right? So you are you, got this pillar. This is a pillar of confidence, right? So pillar of confidence. And so the goal is to get this stranger to see you with your service, and you're pretty much saying, look, I can unravel all these problems for you to get you to your goal, right? And so the only way that this person, though, is going to take action, so it's fine. You can be in the market and be like, look, I can help you unravel all these problems and get you to your goal. But that's not enough. But that's where everyone thinks is enough. Everyone just thinks by being like, look, I can help you. I have an agency and I can do all these things. That's not how it works, right? Because to get someone to, because remember, we have to get her to take action. So to get her to take action, we have to be stood on a pillar of confidence, right? And so that pillar of confidence can be you having conviction in your service, your offer being really good, and the fact that you might have testimonials. Those are the three ways to build confidence, right? So you either need testimonials, you either need a really good offer, or you need a lot of conviction in what you do can actually help it, right? And so you don't need all three. The offer is the 80-20, like the Pareto principle. Like the offer is the main thing that's going to push the needle forward. If you have all three, then this pillar is just like gold and shiny and even better, right? But you only necessarily need like the main one's going to be the offer. That's like if you have a really good offer, then you can actually get a confidence to get this OnlyFans model to be like, all right, yeah, I want this particular person to unravel all my problems for me because I believe that they can get me to my goal because I've got confidence in their offer and all the testimonials that they've showed me and all this kind of stuff, right? So like that's what you need to understand first is like, right, this is how someone buys. This is like the psychology behind why someone actually wants to become a stranger, wants to become a client in the first place. And so, yeah, you need to actually find a way to build confidence, which is going to come from your offer, right? So that's like the easiest way to explain like why people buy in terms of like offers. And so once you've established that, then you can be like, right, okay, how do I in my offer position my offer in a way that's going to create this pillar of confidence, right? How do I add risk reversals? How do I make sure that there's no risk for her and that she doesn't end up in a worse place? Because the only thing people want to know, right, is that they're not going to end up in a worse place by working with you. That's all these creators want to know. Like, as long as you can guarantee them that by working with you, they're not going to be in a worse position than they was before, and they might even just be in a slightly better position just from working with you, even if they didn't get the result, then they're going to work with you and they're going to have confidence, right? So if you don't have testimonials and all of that stuff, that's all you need is a good offer, and that's going to build your pillar of confidence, right? So after that is to answer like your question. Again, it would be a lot just to sit here and explain offers, but once you know that, just go and read $100 million offers. Honestly, it's probably the easiest thing for you to do because it's a really good book. Now, next is we've got a question saying, is it possible to work with OF creators who don't stay in the same country as you? Yeah, of course. We work with creators all around the world. Makes no difference. They don't have to. Yeah, we work with girls in Europe, America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, UK. Like it really doesn't matter. It's a digital business, so it makes no difference. Right now, Dr. T asked, when it comes to marketing on Instagram Reels, what are the key points to focus on besides niche and quality of content? Just quality and quantity. Just quality and quantity. You just need to do a lot. Like if you think doing like 3 posts a day is enough, it's not. Just do more. You literally just need to do more. Like I'll give an example, right? Like when Jelly Beans was really starting to pop off, she'd been posting 10 times a day consistently every single day across 2 accounts for a year straight. So it's like, that's 7,000 posts plus every single year. So like if you're only doing one a day, then it's like, how are you going to compete with someone like Jelly Beans who's now making $32 million a year from her OnlyFans? Like she's making 2.8 million a month, right? She's literally the queen of like simplicity skills. She just figure out what works and just does more of it, right? And now she doesn't have to do as much anymore because like every video she gets is like millions of views because she's just cracked the code now. But like, yeah, it's all going to be about volume and quality. Like if you go quantity and quality, like you're going to be good. So that's all you need to know about organic content, and then go and watch my organic content masterclass as well. Now the next one is, where's this at? Next question is from Trey Johnston. I am struggling to convert traffic from the organic. I am struggling to convert traffic from the organic traffic to OnlyFans. This is the bottleneck in traffic creating sales issue. More traffic, more chats, more money. Main thing I'm using at the moment is Reddit. So if you're struggling to convert traffic, I mean, that's too vague of a question for me to answer. Like there's so many variables to that question. I did specifically say in the form, like, not to make it vague. It's like, okay, you're struggling to convert traffic from organic traffic to OnlyFans, but it's like there's so many variables to that, right? Like, okay, you're using Reddit. There's tons of variables inside of Reddit as why that could not be working. Maybe it's the funnel, maybe it's the people that you're targeting, maybe it's the subreddits you're posting in, maybe it's the like there's so many variables. So like there's not really something I can like give you an answer to unless you like really was more specific with that question. Next is how can I convince my clients I am the only solution? Well, that is, my friend, going to be building that pillar of confidence, having a good offer. Simple as, just need a good offer. Next question is from Jason. I will be building a model from zero, but my acquisition process will involve getting a girl to actively work with me and become an influencer slash model. In the acquisition process, I am meeting and talking to them in person. What might be a good way to introduce? Will you do sexual content in the sales process after discovering who your wants and needs, desires? The bait is my offer, make money while creating TikToks of daily life. So when you say the bait is my offer, what you've stated there is not an offer. Like you saying making money while creating TikToks of daily life is not an offer. That's telling me like what to do. Now, if you wanted to do sexual content, she's not willing to do sexual content, then there's nothing you can really do. The only thing that you're gonna be able to, the only thing that like will happen is like when these girls start making money, and then they want to make more money, then it's easy to position it once they're making money of like, well, if you want to make more, then you will make more by showing more and doing more sexual based content. Like you can explain it then, but until that point in time, like if a girl's like said she doesn't want to do sexual content, then you can't force her to do sexual content. You also don't need to do sexual content. Like we've got a girl making 110 grand a month that doesn't even show anything. Just completely free page and she doesn't show anything. It's completely free page and she makes 110 grand, I think she made last month. And yeah, she doesn't show anything explicit whatsoever. So yeah, that's the answer to that question. Right now. The next question is, how would you set up for a collaboration with an influencer to make sure things run smoothly and they don't run away with the money? Pay them after the collab. You can pay them after the collab, or you can pay them like a bit before and a bit after. You can work out the deal where they get a percentage of all the sub revenue that they bring in for the first like 3 days of the collab going live. And obviously you need contracts in place. Like you just need a contract in place to make sure that, everything's good. Like make sure the payment method, don't go paying them in crypto. Just make sure there's a contract in place, make sure they're good people, jump on a call with them, set everything up, and then go from there. There's a bunch of ways you can work that out. It's not really rocket science. So yeah. Next question is Arthur. I might sign a model on Sunday. I haven't created an offer yet, but I think I will handle everything, including social media chat in a private platform. However, I'm not exactly sure which photo to post each day on her Instagram account, her platform, and even on her TikTok. I'm struggling to determine exactly what to deliver my model at what time, what she should do specifically, and in what quantity. I mean, I would just like literally go through the program and just go to the trend hunter section. I would just give you those. Like you just start her off simple. Like you don't want to put tons of effort into a model you don't even know is like got the work ethic or is going to do anything. So like I would like it's all about volume for everything. Just do more. So just sign more models and stuff. Like literally all you need to do is honestly, like literally, I would get her to post, to be honest with you. And you're just going to be giving her stuff to post. Like, I wouldn't bother handling that for her, like, unless you really want to, but I just personally wouldn't do it, especially if it's like going to be one of your first models or wherever. Like, I would just get her to post. And yeah, literally get her to post, tell her what to post. She doesn't need to post photos every single day on her Instagram. She can post like a photo, like when you, and also never just post individual photos on Instagram, do carousels. Carousels perform better. So a post and then a video, and that's it, right? That's all you need. And then obviously reels. So yeah, just set her, talk, like see what, just speak to her, see what she's like, see what her ideal scene is, and then just start sending her trend hunter trends branded to your agency. Yeah, just go to the Skool, look at the trend hunter section, and I would just do that. Like I would literally just follow that and just give you those things to do and see how she does. And yeah, that's all you really need to do there. What are the key marketing strategies at the minute? YouTube, Reels, and TikTok. Nothing else matters. They're the most important ones and the best ones by a mile. It's not even close. Anyone else that says anything else is just bullshitting because there's just no way. For example, like the number one creator in the world right now is Jelly Beans. She only does Reels. So if you're going to tell me some other strategy is better than Reels, then you're lying because I've got the data in front of me and the number one creator in the world's on Reels. Like I think the top 10 or the top 100 creators all come from organic content. So it's like, you can't compete. Our models are lazy. This is from Louis. Our models are lazy. We try to make it as easy as possible to make the content, but they don't deliver on the work. They always say, yes, yes, I'll make them, but don't try working with an agenda and a good, simple content script. You just need to sign more models. Just sign more. Like, it's just simple. Like, you're not going to find, like, I would say on average, for every 10 to 20 models that you sign, there'll be like one insane gem that like just starts printing money out the wazoo, just goes from 1 grand a month to 20 grand a month and is doing like fucking 12 pieces of content a day. But like, you just got to sign more models. Like, and the models that are lazy, keep them and just have like a VA run them. Just keep it easy. Like, just don't put too much effort into it. Just send them trends, keep it basic. And if they want to do the work, they can. If not, then it is what it is. And you solve that problem. So it's just like, yeah, just sign more models. Like, it's very difficult. You can use the 12-week year plan and stuff like that. Like, there's things you can do and you can incentivize them. Like, you can use incentives. So you can use the 12-week year plan, which I've talked about in the program. You can use incentives, which I also talk about in the program. I would go and watch those. It's on the very bottom section, like how to retain clients or something along those lines. And I just explained that how you can incentivize them on a daily basis to actually create the content. Oh, if you do this, I'll buy you and your boyfriend a steak dinner. Or if you do, like, that could be like a big weekly goal. Like, if you hit all your targets this week, I'll get you and your boyfriend a steak dinner. Or if you do this, I'll get you like a $20 Starbucks voucher. And just like little games to play on a daily basis. And then when they actually do the things, you then reward them. So like, for example, if you do weekly calls with your creators, you can do like a spin the wheel game. So like, we'll like jump on a call and we'll like have on the wheel, like you hit all your targets. This is the wheel. Let's spin the wheel. We spin the wheel and then it lands on something. And then wherever it lands on, we're like, congrats, this is what you get. You get, you know, a 5% discount on your invoice or wherever. It's just shit like that, right? Depending on how big the goals are. Those bigger ones, like discounts on invoice, are usually like, if they've hit like 80% of all their targets throughout the month, at the end of the month, we'll do like a little wrap up call, monthly wrap up, review where they went wrong, review what they did, what we could have done better. If we just smashed out the park, boom, straight spin the wheel. This is what you get. Congrats, let's go. Let's crush it next month, and just a little hype up to end the month off. And then, yeah, that's like all that really matters there. And that can insight, it's all about culture, right? You just need to build culture. Like, if it's very blunt conversation back and forth, and if your only conversation with models is like, do this, do this, do this, do this, then like, yeah, probably no wonder why they're not doing anything, right? There needs to be some type of culture, and you need to build like a really good relationship with the models, and you need to have incentives in place, and people need games. Like, people need games to perform. So if you haven't got any incentives or games in place to actually encourage them to do the stuff, that's probably why they're lazy. And also just sign more models. Those are the solutions there for you, my friend. Pretty solid. The next one is, how do I become more productive? Okay, this is a big question, but I'll try and answer. Right, I'm going to use my whiteboard again for this. So this is something that's like really fucking important, right? So I need to get like sheets so I can stop rubbing out because it's very inefficient. So how do you be more productive, right? Pretty simple diagram. Right? You've got energy, right? So you've got your energy. This is your energy. We only have a finite amount of energy, right? Now, then we've got us and us. Now, this is what most people do, right? The secret to productivity is not doing more, it's doing less. Productivity, the way that everyone explains it, is bullshit, right? Productivity is literally bullshit. It's not about doing more and adding more stuff to your to-do list. It's about doing less, right? And what that means is everyone's trying to add more to their to-do list and like do all this stuff for marketing and do all this stuff for this and chatting and then do all this stuff for like mindset and do like go through this course and do this and that, blah, blah, blah. And they're doing a million different things. And like, if I can just add more to my to-do list and do more, that doesn't work, right? And then not only that, they're doing the dishes in their house. They're driving to fucking the store to do this. They're doing all these little menial tasks and just living death by 1,000 cuts, right? And so this is what most people do. They have their energy and they focus it like this, right? They're like, I need to do more. All the productivity guru said, I need to do more. Like, oh my God, like, why can I not get more done? I just need to figure out a way to get more done. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different things that they're trying to do. And so they spread themselves across these 10 things and they get about 1 inch of progress in 10 things. So they get about 1 inch of progress in 10 things. However, if you decide to just do one thing, the highest priority task for that day or for that set work period, like if you have a 6-hour work period, what is the highest priority, highest leverage thing I can do today? And you just do that, you will move so much faster than trying to do everything else. Because what happens is now your energy goes like this, exponential. And so now you make 10 inches of progress in one thing rather than 1 inch in multitude of different things. And when you do this every day and treat your days like this and do less, you actually progress a lot fucking further and you move a lot faster. And it took me 4 years to learn this. And I was this guy, always trying to do as much as everything. Doesn't work. As soon as I started doing this, my business, my life, everything just went absolutely fucking through the roof, right? I learned this from a mentor, Sam Evans, and just a phenomenal piece of advice, like really, really solid. This is the energy diagram. I literally used to keep this diagram on a piece of paper that was literally on the wall by my desk for about 2 years. And every day I would go to work and I would just look at the diagram and it would just remind me of like, okay, let's not spread myself thin today. Let's prioritize and let's do it. And I would always prioritize the night before, right? So the night before, I'm always prioritizing like what I'm doing the night before. That way, you know, I'm good to go for the next day and I don't have to wake up scattered like, oh my God, what am I going to do today? Oh, like I need to do this, right? So that's super important. And because, yeah, you have a certain amount of energy each day. And so if you allocate like those lines on the whiteboard, if you allocate 1 line of energy to each task, you just spread yourself way too thinly and you make minimal progress in each area. But if you take all those lines of energy and just direct it towards one task, you make substantial progress, right? And that's not just like a theoretical concept, it's literally simple math, right? If you have 9 units of energy and you distribute them across 9 tasks, you make 1 unit of progress in each. But if you put all 9 units into one task, you make 9 units of progress. And so that concentrated effort is actually what leads to significant achievements, right? You just want to eliminate as much as possible, right? It's all about prioritization. It's all about time management. Get rid of all the personal errands. Get rid of like all the social media and the notifications. To protect your attention. Make sure you're getting sleep. And just really hyper prioritize, limit your distractions, create a super strict routine that you stick to, and then you'll be good to go, right? And that's how you solve for productivity, because in reality, like productivity, the way everyone explains it is bullshit, because the secret is to do less, not do more, right? So that is the key to productivity there, my friend. So that is, what are the questions? Let's have a look at some Zoom questions. Mac said, what's the best source of traffic at the moment? Reels, TikTok, YouTube. What if you start an Instagram account from zero, you post Reels and the followers you get from India, Mexico? Should you buy a shout out from a US creator? No, I wouldn't buy a shout out from a US creator. Like, why is that? Like, are you in India or Mexico, or like what's the Nikos, if you can expand a bit more on that. You know, I would need to understand like the posting that you're doing, because it's not as simple as like, oh, you're just posting and that's the audience you're getting. Like there's, you know, you might have shouted out on another page you've had which has an Indian following, or there's so many variables to that question. So you're going to need to expand on how you actually post if you want to answer that question. What investment do I need to start dating apps? Don't start dating apps. You'll just waste all your time and money. It's the worst mistake every beginner makes. The worst mistake every beginner makes. I speak to all the top agency owners, and dating apps are a waste of time. Like they just are. Like they used to be good like 2, 3 years ago. And now everyone just tries to sell like the dating app source because they know it's like this buzzword and people want easy, quick solutions and money, but they never work. If you want to do dating apps, it's on you. But I fucking promise you, I swear on my life, you will get absolutely fucking wrecked. I swear on my life, you'd be so much better just getting really good at organic content. Like I said, all the top creators all come from organic content because they have a massive influence. That's the way to play the game. That's how you actually build a sustainable business. If you want to try and do dating apps and you want to go and spend hundreds of thousands to get an actual setup, good luck. And as soon as that breaks, you fuck, and you've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I've been burnt on dating apps. I've spent multiple six figures. We ran dating apps for a while. It just doesn't work anymore, especially like it used to, and it's just not worth it. Like it's just I would never. So my biggest regret in this entire industry, I wish I'd just done organic from day one. On average, on organic, how will you take to reach 10K? Again, it's like really like it's a vague question. Like there's so many variables to that, right? Like there's no one answer. Like, oh yeah, 2 weeks. Like there's so many variables, like like a ton of variables. Like, do you have big creators that can shout them out? Are you gonna do like, are you gonna post 12 times a day? Are you gonna post once a day? How good's the content? How good's the girl? Like there's so many variables. So it just depends on the creator. There's no answer to that question. You just need to do stuff and figure out. Like you literally just need to do the things. Like you just stop need to looking for like instant gratification and fast results. Like you need to stop thinking in that way, and you just need to be like, right, I'm going to stick to this for like the next 6 months and just see what happens and just get all that data back. This is the system that we're going to do. You build the system out. This is the content system. This is how many times we're going to post. This is how this works. This is the process. This is how we do this. And you need to build out a system. Stop doing stuff like loosely, like, oh, I think we should do this. I think we should do that. Build out an actual system. Stick to that system for the time you agreed to make it like a fair test, like a science experiment. So, you know, we're going to do this. These are all the variables. This is the process. We're going to do this for 6 months, and I'm not going to change it until I figure out like what. And then, right, like let's just say you do it for 30 days. Then we're going to do the system for 30 days. After 30 days, we're going to get all the data back. Once we get all the data, then we're going to make decisions based on data, not based on how I feel and my feelings. So I've got all this data, and then I'm going to change one variable at a time. We're going to test that system with this one variable change for another 30 days. Okay, cool. This didn't really work. Okay, let's do this instead. Based on the data, I think we should add this variable and remove this one. Okay, let's do that test for another 30 days. Rather than just being like doing all these random things. You don't even know where you're doing them. You're doing them because some guru told you should do them. And then you change this and it doesn't work after a week. And so you change everything and you haven't given anything enough time and you didn't factor in time. And you haven't got a system or a process and everything's just a mess. And like you constantly change too many things and too many variables and you haven't got the patience to stick something out for it to not work for 5 months, but in that 6th month, on the 6th variable, you change, add, or remove, you start to just see exponential growth and go from 20K a month to 100 grand a month. It happens all the time. There's people that are on my partnership offer that I see that come in, they're making 10 grand a month because you need to be making 10 grand a month. And they're making 10 grand a month and 2 people join at the same time. We work with both of them. The one listens, builds the systems that we give them, takes my advice. And then within like the first 3 months, they're like just figuring out the little things, but they're following the plan, right? The other person's like not taking my advice and just changing all these things and like trying to just find fast success and this and that. This is like the tortoise and the hare. This person then on that 4th month, those 3 months, this person, let's just say person A, who's looking for the fast, shiny ones, problem solutions, he's winning the race in terms of money making for like the first 3 months because he's having little spikes in income and then coming back down because he's trying all these like one fix things and changing everything rapidly. And this guy's still down here. But then in that like 4th month, when he cracks that system, and now he just only does that system, doesn't change anything else. He's found something that works and he's proved a process. Now it's just about how do we do more of this? How do we 2x it? How do we 5x it? How do we 10x it? This guy goes from 10 grand a month to 100 grand a month in literally 1 month. And this guy's still stuck down here like, how the fuck's this guy making all this money? And it's because that he actually stuck to the process and he actually run it like a business, but no one runs anything like a business, right? And so like it's super key that you understand all the first principles, you understand systems thinking, you understand all these things that no one talks about and no one teaches you. Everyone just shows you all the shiny methods. Everyone just shows you all the fast one-hack quick solutions, but they don't work, right? You can't solve long-term problems with quick solutions. That's not how business works. If you want to build a real business like I have and be making 500 grand every single month, not inflow fucking revenue, like 500 grand agency cash collected every single month, did 565,000 last month, you need to actually fucking become an operator, right? So that's super important. How big of an impact do hashtags make? They barely make any difference. They actually don't make any difference. You can go to the Instagram founders Instagram page. He literally has a video. I think it's a pinned video where he explains hashtags do nothing. Like he literally explains, like, everyone looks for these mechanical advantages. Oh, my content's not performing because I haven't put the right hashtags on Reels or TikTok. Doesn't matter. Literally doesn't matter. We didn't post hashtags. And the Instagram founder himself, that is like the CEO of Instagram right now, literally made a podcast with Marcus, MBKHD, wherever the tech guy's name is. Marcus Brownlee, something like that. I can't remember the guy's name, but yeah, he said hashtags doesn't matter. It literally makes no difference at all. So yeah, literally no difference. What is the best way to optimize conversions to IG traffic? I'm currently running a free page for a girl. I'm getting 1-to-9 sub ratio. Also, what would be considered good ratio for subs doesn't matter, right? Because there's so many. It's like people that track ratio and say like, oh, I can get you a good ratio. I have no clue what they're talking about, because it's probably like the worst metric you could look at, right? Because like I see someone that's like, I got a 1-to-10 ratio, and then they're like, yeah, I did a free trial and like 3,000 people in, and then we also do some paid stuff. And so like ratios are bullshit because you can't actually gauge what is a good ratio, right? It's a very bad metric to track. It's not good. It's not, if you're like basing data off ratios, then you're doing the wrong shit. It's such a shitty metric to look at. And so yeah, there's so many variables. Like someone will be like, yeah, I'm getting a 1-to-14 ratio. And then someone's like, how are you doing that? I'm only getting a 1-to-5. But the 1-to-5 guy might be doing so much better than the other guy. It's just there's so many variables as to why this guy's getting a 1-in-14 ratio, right? Like it's just bullshit. It's something that I wouldn't bother tracking. There's a lot better metrics you can look at instead of ratios, right? And so yeah, best ways to optimize conversion through IG is just having one simple funnel, right? Link in bio, super simple. We actually double link it at the moment with a lot of our creators, especially our bigger ones, like 1 million+ followers. So like we're doing a link tree to another link tree, or an all my links to another all my links to then the OF, just because like we don't want Instagram being like, we don't want Instagram to have a change to where it's like, oh, they got a link tree in the bio, and the only link in that link tree is OnlyFans. We can just pack that, so we're going to put an adult thing on their profile. We don't want that risk of that with our huge creators, so we literally do link tree to another link tree, and then that second link tree is then the OF, and then super good offer on the page, super clean, super simple, pricing's perfect, and it's just super streamlined, short bio, simple bio, always running an offer, always adding scarcity and urgency. And that way we're able to get good conversion. And obviously the quality of traffic makes a big difference as well. Like if you only get seen, you get 1 million views every video, but if it's getting shown to India and like all these other countries, then you're not going to actually have any conversions, right? So yeah, it's going to come down to the content. Obviously, like a more sexualized hint-in type of piece of content is going to convert better to OF than like a really broad piece of content. So there's the fine balance of mixing both into your brand, into your niche. Remember, when I say niche, the creator is the niche. Not like football, not like fucking F1, like the creator herself is her own niche, right? So it's really important you understand that, right? Because everyone has their own interests, and you can build into like my niche, my personal brand. Okay, a sub vertical of my niche is OFM, but I'm also interested in health, like in the sense of like what I eat, right? Like I could also be interested in cars or wherever it is, right? Those are all sub verticals within my overall niche, and my niche is Dylan, right? And so that's something that you need to be. It's the same as Anna Paul, same as all the big creators, right? I don't know, just model what's working out there, right? Like yeah, that's the most important thing. I don't know why people think that they can't model like what works. Like that's how we found all our biggest stuff, is just reverse engineering what the best creators in the space are doing. And when you do that, you end up becoming some of the best creators in the space, right? And then people copy you. So that's all that matters there. When doing outreach, do you filter models based on their looks? No, we literally just go for volume. We outreach every single model. It's all about volume. Nothing else matters. And yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Louis. How do you find models on IG to target so that we can rope them into our agency? I do not like that language you've used for here. we can rope them into our agency is a terrible frame to be in. That's not what you should be thinking. If you're thinking that, like, holy shit, you need to get out of this industry, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you shouldn't be thinking to like rope or manipulate someone into joining your agency. That's fucking terrible. We're only serving creators we can actually help. Like, if you can't help them, you shouldn't be doing outreach. If your service isn't good enough and you haven't cracked it, like, why the fuck are you like trying to target specific models to rope them into your agency? Like, what the fuck? That's not how it works. So yeah, I'm not even gonna answer that question. I can't have the pay version of Calendly. How can I can't have a pay version of Calendly. How can I get Calendly? You just need to get a paid version. There's no other way to do it. I don't even know how much it is, but yeah, you need to figure out a way to get that. Is it true on IG when you reach over 1,000 followers, you'll reach more people? Well, yeah, realistically, yeah, if you have 1,000 followers, you're going to reach more people because obviously there's more people following you, so you'll get a boost from those followers. But obviously, if you just go and buy 1,000 fake followers or the 1,000 followers you have and are actual real core followers of you, then no, it's not going to boost you. It's going to just do worse. Arthur sent a video, I think, but I can't open the videos on this, so I'm not sure what that is. What does the model sell? 110K a month without, what does she sell? She just sells like bikini photos and stuff like that. That's literally it. She just has a massive influence that we built her up into, and she just sells bikini stuff, tea stuff, all tea stuff. Plays games, all this kind of stuff. The TikTok better than IG Reels. They're about the same. They're about the same. Do you plan on doing a content house? No, we did a content house at one point. Not a good idea. Wouldn't do it. Would never recommend it. Really bad idea. Too many reasons why I'm not going to go into on this call, but yeah, content house is not a good idea at all. And again, just too many risks and too many issues and too many logistics, and I would never do a content house. How to get your first model, 100 outreaches every single day for 3 months. Simple as 100 outreaches every single day for 3 months straight with relentless follow-ups on every outreach message. 100 outreaches a day, 60 plus follow-ups every single day, consistently every single day for 3 months. If you don't do that, then yeah, don't expect to get your first client. And then even once you got your first client, continue to do it. It's painful, that's what it is. And it depends. There's a bunch of platforms. Go and figure out the systems. Go and look at, if you copy what everyone else is doing, then don't expect to get extreme results, right? Go and look at platforms, right? You're a business owner. You're meant to think. You're an entrepreneur. You're meant to solve problems, right? So you need to go and figure out what platforms you should use. If everyone's using Instagram, okay, Instagram definitely works. Is there a way I can make the system better on Instagram? Or could I go and find something that no one else is using? Could I go Telegram, Discord, Skool? Like, could I go Pinterest? Could I go Reddit? Like, could I do Facebook groups? Like, there's so many different variables. You need to be thinking like that. And yeah, that's the key. Contacted a model with my agency account. When I offered her the call, she asked for legitimate proof because according to my agency, it looks fake. When I sent my personal Instagram username, so story said nothing. Just keep following up with it. Just keep following up with it. You've got to be relentless with follow-ups. You have to develop a system and develop a follow-up chain and obviously make your page better if it looks fake. And if they're asking results, it's because you haven't built any confidence. Remember I said at the start of the call, you need to build confidence, and so your offer needs to be better. Again, offer is the most important thing throughout this entire agency space. If you don't get the offer right, then it just makes everything infinitely harder. Offer is the only real thing that pushes the needle forward. It solves everything. If you're struggling with client acquisition, it's not because you're not doing enough outreach. It's not all that shit. It's because your offer's shit. That's the reality. How do you do follow-ups in IG if they have invite only? Make your page a business page, and then you can outreach everyone. If you make a business page, then it stops the invite only. If you have a professional account and it's a creator account, then it'll say you need to invite them. But also, some girls will have invite only, and some girls you will not be able to message. Business page overcomes the majority of them, and just making the page an actual business page, and swiping up to their stories. If you swipe up to their stories, you can message them. That's key there. Do you create multiple accounts for your agency to outreach? Yeah, we've got multiple accounts. We got sat at my point, it's different. Like we've got SATs and everything. So it's like a complete different ball game. Like, we're doing 700 outreaches a day. Like we have tons of accounts. Each SATer has 2 accounts. We've got recruiting funnels, we've got ads. Like, yeah, we're booking like a stupid amount of calls every single day. because we're just up in the volume right now. We've had to turn a lot of our funnel stuff off just because we're getting too many clients and we can't scale because like we need to hire more people effectively. So like talent is the biggest bottleneck in my agency right now. But yeah, you just create multiple accounts. You can only do the rule of thumb is to only have 2 accounts per person. So like if I'm going to create an Instagram account, I can only have 2, and then go and use your mom to create another 2 accounts, go and use someone else to create another 2 accounts, or buy aged accounts. If you cross-contaminate accounts, like you're cross-contaminating them on one device and you cross-contaminating passwords and this and that, then it's going to get fucked because when one gets banned or wherever, they all get fucked. So would you outreach to existing creators? Yeah, of course. That's the point, right? We're trying to get existing creators. That's the main part, is like we want to work with existing creators. Or again, you could go for the influencer launch model where you reach out to influencers and see if they're interested in doing OnlyFans and just position it as like, look, everyone's doing it. It's normal. Like, and don't mean any disrespect. I'm just seeing if it was something that you'd be interested in, and blah 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 blah. Like you know, you can make a ton of money. You don't have to do nude or any of that stuff. And like you can do that, or you can go after like university students that like want to start, or just like girls in general that want to start OnlyFans. You can work with them. You can work with all the above. Doesn't really matter. Is it allowed to promote OF on IG posts? Like go to my recent post, like example, go like my recent post on IG using it. Is it allowed on OF to promote? Yeah, you could promote IG posts on OF. I don't know why you would though, because then you're just taking people off the platform. So that's a bad idea in my opinion, because then you're taking people off the OF and you're just fucking the funnel up. So that's a bad idea. Yeah. Web address for posting Instagram accounts, just go to like buyback accounts, so sexes. Just literally you can type in on Google buy Instagram accounts, buy age Instagram accounts, and tons of websites come up. So you'll be able to see this. Yeah, just Google it. Cool. Right. I'm gonna end it there. Appreciate you guys being here. Welcome to OFM Conquest. Gonna add a ton more stuff in the community, some more modules, some more info, make it better as always. And yeah, thanks for spending the last hour with me. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys learning, being a part of the community. But yeah, my aim is not to baby anyone. My aim is not to sit there and hold your hand. My aim is to tell you the reality of the situation, tell you the reality of entrepreneurship, the reality of running a business. And those that understand that and those that want to actually build a business and make millions of dollars will do really well. Anyone that's looking for quick, fast, one solutions are just going to get burned, and they're not going to go far in any business endeavor until they learn the mistakes the hard way. And so my goal is to teach you my mistakes, my lessons, so you don't have to make the same mistakes and lessons, so you can effectively speed up time. And I want to do that for free because I want to help as many of you as possible. And so, yeah, my hopes is that everyone in this community gets to the point where they're making 10, 20 grand a month, and then they can come and join me on my partnership offer, right? So that being said, hopefully you all got some value from this call. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And just yeah, get active in the community, start helping everyone. I see everyone. I appreciate you guys that are in there helping out. It doesn't go unnoticed. And we're going to start to roll out some rewards for the most active community members and the top contributors every single month. Whether it's going to be financial rewards or bonus modules or wherever it is, we're going to come up with some really sick rewards for you guys who are the top contributors that engage in the community. So appreciate you guys being here, and I will speak to you guys soon. Peace.